Well, let's get the standard disclaimer out of the way. If you're watching us, we do hope you enjoy this show, but chances are you'll just feel really bad about yourself before it's over with, but maybe in an entertaining way. Chuck, you've got anything pre-roll?
Nope, I'm ready to get into it.
No, nothing. We'll dive into it then. Let's just go over our players and characters real quick. Let's start with Eddie. Eddie, who are you playing?
I'm playing Ivan, who is a luchador. He's real dumb as a box of rocks, but flashy and covered with oil.
Can't forget the oil. Jake, who you got?
I'll be playing Killian Fauché, a French photographer who's just chilling out in America post-American Civil War, and now everything has gotten very weird on these frontiers.
Okay, sounds good. Daniel, who you got?
I've got Chance, our gunslinger, and the last surviving guy from town. Just hoping to sucker some of these people into stand.
Yes, well, there is that. Jeremy, who you got?
Hi, I'm playing Scab. I'm 12 years old and I used to work in a mine. I guess I'm a Tommy knocker now after a cave-in. I don't feel so good, boss.
You make a heck of a mule to hide things in.
It's true. Sometimes the crew shoves gold inside my body.
Yeah, it's a fetish, I guess. Chuck, who you got?
I am playing Pierce McIntyre, occultist, and slightly uncomfortable employer of Scab.
Just slightly, just slightly. And playing the character with the unpronounceable name.
I'm Joe playing the Jebediah Bajebums. He is our gambler / con man extraordinaire, trying to salvage a business deal about crabs, finding out that I think it was crabs, right? It was like the town crab things.
Yeah.
But finding out that there was another con man there before me. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. There was a con man that was deep into his long running con. He was about to get the payout. Now he's in a coma in the hospital. Yeah. Just to get the NPCs names out there. That was Cyrus Crow, the fishmonger. It's apparently a confidence man. Speaking of town folks, we ended the last session with you guys trying to break into the White Smith or jeweler's place, Mr. Bernard, after finding out that your gold, pounds of gold that he was holding for you to make into ingots or something a little bit easier to carry around and transport, Mr. Bernard ended up being over the docks, having had a heart attack and is now deceased. Thought it was a good idea to maybe go and collect your gold before the curse spreads, perhaps. Of course, any jeweler worth his salt protects his establishment, which Jebediah Bajibans found out as he picks the lock and takes a double-barrel shotgun to the gut. I think that's where we ended the game last session. The shotgun blast rings out and Jebediah falls back with a bunch of buckshot in him. So we'll pick up there on the stoop of the jewelers. And it's early evening. Sun's gone down, but not very long ago. What are you guys doing?
Do I see who shot him?
It was a rigged shotgun.
Basically,
that's right. It was the home defense for the.
I thought we ended up shutting the door on Balin.
You were discussing it when we end. I believe you did shut the door, but I don't think we got to the bailing part as far as running away. It was discussed that you should scoot, but we'll pick it up right outside of the place.
Where about on the map was that?
So let me ping it on the map here. So the jewelers is a little out of the way. It's all the way down here. So it's kind of out of the main street area. And it's not like you don't hear gunshots as a regular thing in town, but it is getting towards evening. So, I don't know how you going to play this.
I suppose. And I would like to stealth and see if anyone shows up, and then if no one does, then I'd like to continue and try and retrieve our. Because we were going in to get our stuff back, right?
Yeah.
You're going there to get your gold,
Yeah.
which was kept in his safe.
Okay. So the
When you say,
Jebediah didn't go down. That's okay.
No one's gone in. No one's gone in. You did. We did end the last session with you slamming the door closed and then talking about jetting, but
Yeah.
nothing. So when you say you want to stealth, so again, picture this: you're on the front door of this establishment. The main road isn't right there, and what else is behind here? This is the schoolhouse right here, the big building. And these smaller ones here, one of them is your butcher, and this other one right here, basically they do, that's your bakery. So those are closed.
Okay.
They're stores, so they're closed right now. You don't imagine people take night classes here.
Yeah. I'll probably stealth by the school and see who all, if anyone like.
All right, so you're gonna head in that
goes to-
direction, try and be sneaky, and see if
Yeah.
anyone saw you. Okay, you got any kind of sneaky skill?
I do. So I can. So would that be like agility? But then I have.
If your
questionable
character
pursuits,
has a
it's
reason to be
nonviolent
trained
crime.
in that sort of thing, you'll just roll a d20 instead of a d10. That's how skills work in DCC. If there's a reason to believe you might have a skill, it's a d20.
Okay.
So you tell me, what was your profession before you became a gambler? Or were you always a gambler?
I picture, because I've got like questionable pursuits and stuff like that where I am good at doing nonviolent crimes.
Yeah, that sounds perfectly good.
So
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and make me an agility roll to see how well you're able to stick to the shadows and get low. And if anyone else is watching, I'm not even going to roll the dice. I'm not going to let you know. But they would be using their intelligence plus a D20 roll to see.
actually, would this be a questionable pursuits roll?
Not
or
really,
would it be-
because like hiding is not something that's specifically like a con man or a thief ability, because trackers and woodmen do the same sort of thing. Your questionable pursuits would be things like picking locks, a little bit of sleight of
Okay.
hand, stuff like that.
Makes sense.
All right.
Cool.
So Jebediah just runs away and ducks into some shadows, leaving you guys on the porch with a smoking shotgun behind that door that's been closed. What do the rest of you do?
Oh boy.
He ran away. I think we should follow suit.
And that was my plan.
Well, let
What
us.
is
I'm going to burn a personality point to try to sidestep into the near.
Ah. All right. Sounds good. Go ahead and make that roll. It shouldn't be that difficult. You're not being pressed to do so. No modifiers that are negative. Yeah,
Alrighty.
that's good enough. So Killian also just like doffs his hat, does a little boot scoot, and he disappears.
I'm going to take like 10 steps away and then turn around and start walking towards it. So it looks like I've come to investigate.
All right.
I'm running.
I think Ivan is seeing gunshots going to crouch down and hide behind Scab.
Yeah, you don't necessarily know what happened because you weren't right at the front of the line. So like you don't know that it was just like a home defense, trap. You just heard the shotgun blast and you saw Jebediah take some buckshot. That's all you really know. So you're looking around for people that are shooting. Chuck, what are you doing? Let's use names here. So Pierce, what's Pierce doing?
I mean, if the Jebediah is running away, I'm not gonna question that. So I'm gonna follow.
You're gonna follow him.
And run
Jebediah
away.
looks like he's trying to be really sneaky and hiding in shadows, and you're just gonna stomp after him.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hearing.
communication
Just
is key.
blows your hiding, Jebediah.
Well, I suppose Mr. McIntyre is my employer, so I better follow him.
All right. There is a light on at the schoolhouse, and you do see an old lady with a blue bonnet, stick her head out. Looks like she's not particularly well sighted, as she's got her cheaters, as they call them, on her nose, and she's kind of looking over the brim to see what's going on. And she's got an old weather-beaten lantern that she's holding out. It's like, you kids, are you out there? I ain't scrubbing no eggs off the side of this building again. You hear me? I got me some rock salt in this shotgun. I ain't afraid to use it.
Makes you wonder what kind of eggs kids are lobbing at her house.
Right.
Like a shotgun.
Also, Captain just bought us 3 boons, so thanks, Captain.
Whoa.
Excellent.
Amazing. Right. So she's apparently not well sighted. So she's not seeing you guys, even with Pierce blowing your stealth attempts, Jebediah. The lantern just kind of swinging erratically. And you notice she's fumbling around at the doorstep, but she does come out with a little double barrel shotgun, and she's loading shells into it. But she's palsied. She drops a few, and she's got one in the chamber, and she just, good enough. Click.
You said she seems to notice me, or
Does not know. Like she's blind. She's just yelling
okay.
out that beam from the lantern isn't anywhere near you. She's just kind of sweeping it in the front yard. But she seems to be the only one that really is paying any attention to that shotgun that went off.
Maybe we'll get a couple more minutes if nobody else shows up. I guess we finished what we came here for.
You're a townie, Daniel. So let's. What's your character's name again?
Chance.
Vance. Right. So.
Chance. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Chance.
Okay. Sorry. I run so many games, I forget character names after a bit.
No
so Chance,
worries at all.
You're acting like you're coming onto the scene, and the school. She's actually not the school marm. She's the person who cleans up after school marm and all the students take off. So she yells out, "Chance, is that you out there? Have you seen them kids?"
Nah, I didn't see any of the kids.
Well, if you see them, you give them a good whooping from me. You make sure their hides are tanned.
Yes, ma'am.
She slams the door. Inside. She goes inside, slams the door.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the only person who seemed to care that a shotgun went off in the middle of town.
Perfect.
Meanwhile, Killian, this is the first time you've actually gone over into the near in this town. So in the near, a lot of the emotional content of what develops in an area is very much reinforced in the near. So the structures may look the same. They may look different depending on how old the town is. In this case, remember, this town is fairly new construction. So you see these gleaming new houses, and they all look very gray, very dead. Like, there's not been a lot of homesteading here, not a lot of people caring about the place yet because it's new. You kind of expected that. What you didn't expect is this town is laying right on top of a bedrock of something much older. And so like in the vision of the near, you're seeing it's like a house on top of a house on top of a house, and it goes down into the ground several layers, as there used to be, at the very bottom, you see almost like a Stone Age type of dwellings, and on top of that you're seeing like log cabin sort of dwellings, and on top of that it's like adobe type, and it just goes down and down and down. This spot is old, and there have been people living here a long time. And looking around, there's not so much in the way of denizens of the near. You'd expect a spirit or two. It's barren. It's like everything's been sucked out of this town. Like it's a bone that's had the marrow drained from it. It's just a husk.
That's almost more frightening than the idea of a lot of ghosts everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose I'll stick around and wait to see if any living denizens come around in the area. And if they don't, I'll try to step back out again.
Let's see. The other thing that you would notice is you happen to glance over to Jebediah. And for a moment, the one spirit you would expect to see is from the Pinkerton, Dimitri, who's been following you around. and you catch sight of a being behind Jebediah, like several steps behind, kind of rolling a cigarette. But the being is not Dimitri. You're not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it's huge. It's like 3-4 times the size of a man. It has a wingspan like a, almost like a vulture. It's huge. It dwarfs the standing figure itself, and then the head kind of comes up. It's faceless, just impressions of an eye, impressions of a nose, and it looks at you. And you could swear that even though it has no mouth, it smiles, and then it's gone. You don't see anything now.
Yeah, I think I'll be stepping out of the near.
All right. Killian pops back over, looking a little shaken. Other than the sounds of the player piano going on over at the Star, and sound of people starting to get drunk and a little ruckus in that area, it's quiet.
Everyone, reconvene on me.
Yes, sir.
Ivan, there's been no other shots.
Yeah, I'll stand up very bravely from behind Scab, and
Killian appears out of thin air behind you.
I will jump suddenly, realizing he's just appeared behind me out of nowhere.
Shall we?
Yes. So it doesn't seem like anyone noticed, which is good. Also, to Jebediah, it looks like you've been shot. I'll tell you what, if this nut is too tough to crack at the moment, we could just leave the gold there. It's locked up.
Was there something else that we were going here for, though?
The gold.
Was the gold
Very cursed.
You were told it was cursed.
Yeah.
We didn't in town anymore since one person died from it already.
The hotel caught on fire, and now this man has died.
It should be worth noting that Mr. Bajebums, as I saw you run away, I also saw there was a great spirit watching over your shoulder. And by spirit, I mean like a looming demon with giant wings, no mouth, and a cigarette.
How does it use
Not
a cigarette
Dimitri?
without a mouth?
I don't know. And no, it wasn't Dimitri. Dimitri, I know for a fact, has a mouth.
Okay.
Probably other
Does it have
normal face
wings?
things.
Big wings. Big, like...
Would you be able to sketch it if I gave you some time?
I suppose.
All right. I might want to look into that more, see if anyone knows anything about that. Do like a, see if I can find some books to do like a lore on that, but maybe not immediately. I guess I could do, can I do like a lore off the top of my head to see if I've heard of that?
Are you a particularly religious man?
I feel like he got out of it pretty early.
Okay.
Probably
okay.
not.
You can make me an intelligence check.
Yeah.
D20 plus whatever bonus you have in intelligence. Not a lore skill though. Just all right. I mean, you can think of all kinds of critters, supernatural critters that fit the bill, but it could fit a lot of things. You're not really able to nail it down. And you got
a max to how many hexes you can have?
Got a hex? No, there's not.
I'm at 4. Oh, I didn't mean to roll that.
Yeah, I'm at 2.
Remember, you guys just got some boons or a boon each. So if you wanted to blow that boon or remove a hex, you certainly could do that. Remember, the hexes give you -1 to your rolls, so a lot of rolls.
Yeah.
So, if we nix the gold for now, should we maybe head up to the
I thought.
old?
So
Do
I
we
thought
wanna
we were
go-
wanting to take the gold out of the town because wasn't that what we were afraid of? Is that the gold was going to like start permeating out and like make things worse in town?
That was
Yes.
the idea. That was the idea you were thinking.
Yeah.
But my
already
my
had a free
courage
fire.
does fail at shotgun shots.
I'll just go ahead and go inside.
Yeah.
Shotgun's just laying there in its harness. It's already been shot, so that's it.
You want me to
Get
stay
up
out
and-
with you, Mr. McIntyre? Or you want me to go in there and help
Why
him?
don't you go give him some assistance?
Yes, sir.
Pick up the shotgun and throw it in my bag.
Sure. Yeah, it's a nice Winchester. Throw it in your bag. You walk in. Of course, this is his. He doesn't keep a lot of stuff on display, and from the last time you were in here, most of what he's got on display is actually pretty cheap stuff. It looks nice, but it's pretty cheap. He doesn't like to tempt folks, so the good stuff is kept in his vault, which is downstairs.
I don't want to take anything other than what we're here for.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that you notice you do notice that some things have been knocked over. From what you were told, while he was having a heart attack, he fumbled around. He managed to get out of his house and apparently set his little alarm while he was doing it. So maybe what you're seeing is him fumbling around trying to get out of the house. There's some chairs knocked over, things like that. But there is something a little suspicious. You see that there's a blood trail, a little bit of like gore streaked on the floorboards going down the stairs to his vault room.
Go ahead and draw my pistol out here and guess we'll follow it down.
That seems
Right.
like a real good idea, Mr. Chance.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
So you know what to expect as far as vault room goes because you were with him when he put your gold in the vault. So you go down, he's got basically a stone room down there, a big triple walled steel vault, very nice locking mechanism on it. The door to the vault itself is also multiple locks and such. But when you get down there, you notice that the blood smear goes underneath the still locked door, and you're seeing all kinds of like orange and white hairs stuck to the bottom edge of the door, like something was just squirted through there and yanked through. And there's more gristle, there's more like bloody, just guts, bits of bone.
Great. And the door is locked then?
Door's
It's
locked.
fresh,
Yeah,
sir.
it's closed and locked as far as you can tell.
Is there? Did anyone grab that shotgun?
I did.
That was by the. Oh, you did. Okay.
Scab, you've eaten your share of cat.
Mm-hmm.
That's cat.
That there's feline meat, sir.
Good to know. Cats don't normally fit under vault doors though.
I
Last
guess
checked.
not.
Do we recall how he got into the vault? Like when he came down here, did he have like keys or
Yep,
anything?
He had a big brass key ring with a bunch of keys on it.
I guess we need to look around, see if we can find that.
Whatever you say, sir.
Maybe he was kind enough to drop it somewhere.
All right, where the rest of you guys going? So Scabs and Chance went down into the vault room. You guys are hanging out
Yeah,
outside.
I'd be going down there as well because I'm
Okay.
trying to safe crack if we can't find keys.
I am keeping post outside.
All right, so how
We'll
are you
also
doing?
stay
Just kind of like
outside.
sitting on the stoop. Describe to me how you are looking nonchalant in front of the jewelers.
I'm going to stand kind of around the side, a little bit, maybe opposite side of the church.
Okay, so you're not going to be right on the jewelers. Okay.
Yeah, for good measure, we'll probably shut the door again.
Yeah.
So you close the door. So how about Ivan and Killian? What are you doing?
I'll be standing right next to Chuck, literally making binoculars with my hands.
Okay.
And I'll be across this. I'll be in front of the jewelers across the street from the other two, and be just taking pictures of them.
Fun. Okay. Good enough. So, Jebediah, you start poking around. You know what you're looking for, and there's not a lot up here upstairs in like the sales forum where he does his repairs and his creation of jewelry. But you go to his workbench. Sure enough, in an old mason jar, there's a bunch of keys, and right on top is that little brass ring with a bunch of keys you saw him use to open up that door downstairs.
Awesome. I'll take that.
Okay,
Head on down.
take that. And then you guys hear from essentially he's got indoor plumbing. He doesn't rely on an outhouse here. You guys hear like a sound of smashing glass from what you know to be like his restroom. Yeah, what do you do?
Inside and outside, or just us inside?
Well, let's start with inside first. I want to know what you guys do. You hear the sound of smashing glass from inside the bathroom.
Do we hear any like scurrying or anything immediately after that, or like a thud?
Nope.
Do we run straight toward the sound, sir?
Let's go upstairs real quick and look.
Sounds like a great idea, sir.
Okay, you guys run upstairs. Jebediah, you were at his tool bench. The restroom is off to the left. So yeah, you may have just jumped just a little bit when you heard the sound of shattering glass. But what do? What's your first reaction?
I'd pocket the keys, and is there like any light coming through? Like is it like moonlight that would be coming through the window of that room? Or
No,
something?
it's all shuttered up. It's got curtains that have been drawn, so you're just getting like just a very thin beam of light coming through, but not much. It's not a very bright night to begin with.
All right.
It's bright enough that you
if
didn't need to light anything to see around, but it's not like really bright.
Okay. If I hear the other guys coming up the stairs, I'd probably wait for them.
Okay. So you guys wait.
And then I'll investigate it with them.
So you guys wait. Meanwhile, outside, by the schoolhouse, which is conveniently pointing towards that bathroom window, you guys see something hurl out of that window, glass shatter. Whatever it is, it's got 4 legs. You think, is that a dog? It hits the ground. It starts whining and crying, and it starts doing this little butt scoot like you see dogs do when they got worms or something stuck on their butt. It starts scooching, and then its lower half kind of tears off. And then something long and slimy just tears its way out of this dog. It just kind of howls as it expands in size. It just bursts through the rest of the dog. Viscera just goes everywhere, and it's kind of mirrored in the light. So I need a grit check from Ivan, from Killian, and from Pierce.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Target's a 10.
Okay.
No problem,
this is just a
Pierce.
straight will save, right?
You should have a grit
The
button
little skull thing where it says
there it
grit.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivan, you're fine.
Sure.
And how about Killian?
He got a 20.
Oh, you got a 20. So you guys are all fine. Like, that's not the strangest thing you've seen. The thing does, like, it's still got vaguely canine features. Just an incredibly large mouth. It's just ridiculously large for its body, which is kind of long and sinuous. It starts sniffing the air like a bloodhound, and it seems to key in on Ivan and Pierce, and just starts it starts running towards you guys. The thing's the size of a pony.
I'm sorry, my friends. It is my strawberry oil.
That's awesome.
I guess I need to start a initiative thing here. Give me a second. Well, if I can find where the heck did it go?
No, it's on the left side, like the little time clock looking thing.
Okay, so let me reset it all. No one's rolled yet, right?
I
Scab
tried to
rolled.
roll, but I didn't have my icon selected.
Make sure and save that 20 there.
So let me put you
Sometimes I
guys
get
in.
lucky, sir.
Where's your character shot? There he is. Out of turn. Okay, you all should be in there now.
Okay.
That's just the three of them then.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, so looks like Ivan. Did you roll?
Yeah, I rolled. Oh, no, Ivan didn't roll.
I did, and I did terrible.
I was thinking Shadowrun Ivan.
All right, so Pierce, 21. You're going first.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
running right at us.
Right towards you. So it's running towards you and Ivan. Killian's a little off to the side taking photographs of the whole thing.
I am going to cast my instant cactus to try and put up a barrier.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's a 10.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
a
a 10 is just a fail.
yeah. Let's look at the range. Is it a fail or a lost fail? Lost failure.
Yep.
Oh,
So
no.
lost the spell and failed to cast it. All right. So even though you're not frightened of it, you're like, oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
thing is bearing down on you, and you just kind of fumble it and don't quite get it off. So yeah, next is it crashes into you and Ivan.
Did it? I don't think my 20 carried over. I
yeah.
apologize.
You're in
It's not just you you're in the house, so you're not.
Oh, I see.
you're
I
not
see. I
in this just
misunderstood.
yet. Yep. So yeah, it goes next at 15. So it's going to crash into both Ivan and Pierce. Here, Pierce, is your attack first, and as it's coming at you, its head kind of divides so that there's now like two dog-like heads on it, and each one's going to try and bite each of you guys. Pierce, 14.
That's a miss. 15.
That's a miss. Oh, okay. Ivan, I'm pretty sure that hits you, Ivan.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, okay. Just a second here. Okay, so the one dog head goes down at Pierce. Pierce kind of rolls aside. He just bites air. Unfortunately, Ivan is bit in the neck and left shoulder. And as it bites, it kind of shakes you a bit, Ivan, and you start feeling like you feel like its tongue probing around the wound, and you feel this like sucking as it starts to drain the blood out of you. All right, so you are going to take not too much in the way of damage.
Oh no, my blood.
Yes, you need that. It's your blood. You should keep it. Only 5 points of damage. However, also lose 1 point of strength as your vitality is being drained out. And it doesn't let up. It's just like latched on and is continuing to drain. So next in the list is Killian.
Oh, I'm going to shoot at that sucker.
You got your camera out, maybe some flash powder because it's dark outside.
Yeah.
And this thing just wanders into the frame, and you kind of look up. It's like, did that really? Oh.
Yeah, I went ahead and added one picture plate of pony-sized dogworm to my goods and sundries.
Nice. So what do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to use that spiffy Tranter revolver I got earlier and take a shot at this sucker.
All right, so you are shooting into a melee.
Oh boy! Mercifully,
Shoot her!
Yeah, it's not a good thing. Let me check something here real quick.
Modifier included -1. What?
Do you have hex tokens?
Do I? I better not. No, I don't. What's the deal?
What's your agility?
12.
So I can't see the thing on your roll. What's it saying? They just put a -1 on you from something?
Yeah. Here it says rolling 1 plus -2.
-2. So are you sure your hexes are cleared out on your sheet?
Yeah.
Well, just ignore the
You got no boons,
-2.
no hexes.
And just ignore the -2. And so what do you hit if you ignore that?
That would be a 12.
A 12. Okay. In which case, a 12 is not going to hit it. Actually, no. 12 hits it exactly. But here's the problem with shooting into a melee. Give me a second here. I wanna get this down right. We have the hold music. As the GM looks up something.
No, it's got to be a jazz lounge version of the girl from Ipanema if it's going to be hold music.
Okay, so you hit your target, so nothing bad happens. You did 9 points of damage to it. So like it's, I'm going to say the head that missed Pierce kind of rears back and poof, you shoot that, and you shoot that second head. The one that's got Ivan though has still got like a death lock on it. And Ivan, it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn again.
Fantastic.
Oh, your turn. Sorry. I'm stuck on Shadowrun. I'm sorry.
Ignore that roll. So what are you doing, Ivan? The thing is on you, got like it's shaking you, and you can feel your life essence being sucked out through the wound.
Let's see here.
So you can make an attack on it if you want. That's perfectly fine. But if you don't kill it, it's still attached to you, and it will just do direct damage next round. It doesn't need to hit you again. Or you can take an action to try and break your way out of its death grip that it has on you.
Well, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to activate Strength of the Bull.
Sure. Pop it. No problem.
Which should get me let's see here. To do a feat of strength. And my feat of strength that I'd like to do is I'm going to grab its top and bottom jaws and just try and rip them the opposite direction as hard as I can.
Yep, this is a contested strength roll. So you go ahead and do yours with your augmented strength, and I'll roll. And
okay, so this gets me a plus 1d modifier for the roll, and my strength modifier is doubled.
Yep, so that puts you at a d24 is what you're rolling, plus your strength mods.
Right,
it is no slouch in the strength department either, though.
Let's see here. I guess I can just roll this as a normal melee attack, and then
or just type in the macro
modified as need be,
or not d20, d24 plus whatever your strength bonus is now.
Right, and my strength bonus is, see, a 14 right now is what it's sitting at, so that's just still a 1, right? So that's an additional +1.
Yeah, 14 is a +1. You don't get a +2 until 16, and then you don't get a +3 until 18.
And then it's a D modifier as well. So
D24 instead of a D20.
I'll just hand roll it. D24 +2.
Boom! Look at that, 26.
That was a nat 24.
So it can't actually beat that on a maximum roll, but it still gets a 21. So it is a lot stronger than you suspect. Even when you tap into your mask's power to increase your strength, and you grab it by the jaws, you pull it off. Since you beat it by so much, I'm going to let you go ahead and do some damage to it. What is your current strength modifier? I'm just going to do that as direct damage plus another D4.
With the strength of the bull, it's a 2. Naturally, it's a 1 right now.
Sure. So roll a d4 plus 2, and you'll do some damage to it as you pull its mouth off of you. Try and break its jaws a little bit.
There's a 4 damage.
All right.
I need to roll to see how long my strength of the bull lasts.
Yes.
4 rounds. Awesome. Maxed out.
Nice.
Okay. So you guys have done 13 points of damage to it so far. Still looks like it is well in the fight. Now, before we reinitiate, you guys inside, you guys throw open the bathroom door. You see the moonlight streaming in through the shattered window, and through that window, you see this creature just wailing on Ivan. You see, you catch the part where Ivan grabs its mouth and kind of, you hear the sound of snapping bone. But now you guys make me grit checks.
Okay.
Just a 10. It's not too horrible. You've seen worse. Heck, Scab is worse. Oh, Chance got a 1.
This is the way. Me and Grit don't get along.
Jebediah is fine. Chance, you're the one that rolled the 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there any rerolls on the table? Anything you want to use to get rid of that?
I think we do have a reroll, I think, that was bought. So maybe I'll go ahead and take it.
Yeah, because that's a big, that's a 9-point modifier on the table by missing it that much.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, sorry. You were destined. You were destined.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have a positive luck modifier? Or negative?
Positive. Yes.
Positive what?
+3.
+3. So 6. So roll a d20 plus 6.
Is my luck not helping me out here?
It did. It reduced the +9 that was added to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Ooh.
Thank you very much, Captain, for
You rolled high
these
too.
additional bits.
Oh man. So 23 on the chart is the vision of terror. You're forced to take a gander at as more than your poor brain can handle. You fall uncontrollably to the ground and enter a violent seizure. You're helpless as you succumb to the tremors taking over your body. Roll a d8.
Oh no.
this is just what happens when I play this game.
Yeah.
Characters are
So
eliminated
for the next
by
4 rounds, you're just shaking and seizing on the floor uncontrollably, frothing at the mouth, eyes rolling back, and then afterwards, you're gonna spend another d6 rounds confused, which means -2 to your rolls. But yeah, so Chance drops to the ground after seeing this vision of terror. The rest of you are like, we just saw worse than that like hours ago. What's what's with him?
I'm like bleeding uncontrollably from the neck, like, don't be a baby.
Yeah, really. Now we're gonna do initiative again, but this time everybody can initiate. So let me go ahead and put everyone else in the tracker. So give me a second here. Is there a way to clear the tracker without clearing the people on it?
I don't think so. If you just add the extra people, we can select our tokens and just roll again.
True. Okay. All right, everybody should be in the turn thing now. So go ahead and roll. Got the same thing I got last time.
Ooh, I went down to a 3.
Everybody rolled. So Scab. So you guys are in the doors. You're looking through this shattered window and you see this attack going on. What do you want to do, Scab?
Round about how far away is that horrendous doggy?
It is maybe 60 feet away. You're small enough that you could fit through that shattered window, though, without any trouble at all.
All right. Well, I suppose if I don't do something fast, Mr. McIntyre's going to get hurt. And then there goes my 4 cents a day.
I know.
Out the window I go.
Best employer you've ever had.
But
Yeah.
I
So
suppose as he does so, he doesn't really, I don't think he's fully aware of when he uses his powers, but he just jumps through the window and he closes his eyes. And just before he hits the ground, his body kind of goes into a misty wraith-like form. And he begins to float forward towards that dog.
All right. So
eyes closed.
You are tapping the kinfolk.
As close as it should be.
The Wraith one.
The Wraith one. Okay.
Which I don't think we have any goody two shoes in our team.
No, I don't think anybody's walking the line. Well, no, that's not true. Ivan's probably walking the line.
Yeah, and I think I have to as well for the gunslinger, but I'm passed out on the floor, so who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm sorry, Ivan.
So I have to make a willpower save to avoid attacking somebody on the path of the righteous.
All right. So Ivan glows to your eyes and looks just like the tempting target. You feel an awful lot of rage towards him. You can't see Chance. Because he's on the other side of the wall now. So he's not a glowing beacon in your ravenous sight. So go ahead and make that roll.
All right. No, I like Ivan. I don't want to hurt Ivan.
All right. So what does your form look like as you streak across?
I think it is kind of like he jumps out the window, he's falling, he closes his eyes, bracing for impact, and the body just kind of like it's more like a mist.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I'm going to say going through the window, activating your power, and moving that distance is your action. So its turn next. Ivan, you're holding on to it, and it's going to rear back, and it's going to try and just basically headbutt you. The other head is, well, he's got another target here, so the other head's going for Pierce. So let's do Ivan first. Boom! Headbutt! Crit!
Why am I always the tank?
I don't know, sir.
All right. So let's do the damage first. He wasn't trying to drain your blood this time. This was just a straight up strike. So he crams that head down on you for 5 points of damage as some bone crunches beneath him. And now this is the blunt critical hit chart. That's not too bad. It breaks your foot and 2 toes. It's another D8 points of damage, and you're at half movement until you can heal those broken bones. So another 8. Ooh, that foot hurt. Are you still up?
I'm still up.
Okay, so with you and leg and feet injuries, man.
Yeah.
Well, at least this one wasn't for me trying to do a backflip off a house.
Yeah, true. So it rears back and it slams its head down onto your shoulder. Your shoulder, you pull it aside. That's why you just take a little bit of damage. But that head continues all the way down and smashes into that foot. There's a crunch of bone. Several of your toes just explode beneath the impact. That brings you up next. Yeah, you're up next.
Yeah, I'm up next. All right. I think here's what I'm going to do. With that strength of the bull, as it's raising its head back up after headbutting my foot, yeah, I'm just going to kind of like twist around, till my back is to it, while trying to get my arm under it to grab it by the neck. And then I'm just going to drop it on my shoulder. Yeah, I'm just going to literally like kick my legs out and drop to the ground so I can just shoulder butt it as I hit the ground. So
that's it's a melee attack with your D die. And what's the best maneuver for that? Head breaker? What's it called?
Let me look here. Drag.
The Hurricana, maybe.
Yeah. We should do it. I mean, the closest thing to it would be a neck breaker, I suppose.
Yeah.
If that's in there.
Yeah, it'd be like a neck breaker.
Sure. Okay. So
basically, this thing's jaw is going to rest on my shoulder as I drop to the ground, so it just bluntly hits my shoulder. The good one, not the one that got bit.
Oh, I never did the attack on Pierce. I'll
So,
roll that while you're figuring out if you hit him.
2. All right, let me roll.
What's your AC?
For
15.
Pierce? Okay, he hits you.
Oh, that hurts.
6 points of damage.
That really hurts. Still up.
Just tears
Not by
tears
much.
a big chunk out of you. So what do you got, Eddie? Did you make your roll?
All right, here's the actual attack roll. Let me do my lucha die as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Ooh.
so that is 23 plus 2. Oh, that maxed out. Well, almost. I got a 23 on the D24. So
yeah, but you only got a 2 on the lucha die, right? So you need a 3 for it.
No, I got a 3 on the lucha
that's
die.
a 3.
Okay, so it triggered. Okay, so that definitely
Stone Cold
hit.
Stunner. Here we go.
Yeah, that definitely hit. So you got do your normal damage and then do the off the head breaker or neck breaker.
Let's see here.
You should
So
have a
we break-
die. You should have a die size for your melee attacks.
Yeah, it's a D8. I'm just looking up to see
Plus your strength.
if we're
You
basing
got-
this on the if we're basing this on the Brain Buster.
Mm-hmm.
Just what a lucha die result is. Okay, so 3 plus 2, maxed out, max damage.
All right.
So
Yeah,
there's 10
so,
damage with the lucha die. It is opponent lands prone and is stunned for 1 round, attacking and defending with -3 penalty to attack, damage, armor class, and saving throws.
That would be what happens to it, except you just broke its spinal column as it shatters on your shoulder. Yeah, so Ivan does this wrestling move, drops down and just crams the thing's head and neck onto the back of his shoulder. You hear this snap, crackle, pop, and the thing just it just drops limp and lifeless.
Ivan will stand up and make the sign of the cross and mumble to himself, "Rest in peace, demonio."
Yep. So as this happens, you're taking stock to see what's going on. There wasn't a lot of sound. Nobody shot a gun, so it didn't really bring any more attention out.
I did, actually.
Oh, you did shoot, didn't you? Okay, hold on. Let me roll something here.
I'm going to stumble to the nearest wall and kind of lean on it now.
Okay.
No, Ivan, you must put your bad foot on its chest. Pin it. I'll take a picture.
So as you're doing this,
yes, I get excited and I go over and make a pose.
Killian snaps the picture just as the body starts to quickly decompose, and there's this putrid smell coming up off the corpse that just kind of wafts in the air. And over the next just 2 minutes, that the whole thing just turns into sludge.
Oh, that's quite disgusting.
Yep. A couple of drunks around the corner, and one of them's got a pistol in his hand. He's trying to load a bullet into it, but he is way deep into his cups. The other one has got hurricane lantern light out, saying, "We had a gunshot. Everything all right over here? We got coyotes again. Got some of them giants out of the hills coming down. What's going on?"
Everything's fine, says the sentient mist.
I will turn around to him and with my massive frame, put my arms out as wide as they can go and go, "He was a huge dog."
Make a luck check, Eddie.
Technically not wrong.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not Eddie they see first, as Scab is the first one to call out. So the beam of light trails over that way and just kind of highlights this mist. Does it have any negative effects for anyone viewing you under the power?
No, not really. The main thing is like I'm immune to physical attacks and I potentially will eat my friends.
Give me a second. I'm rolling grit checks for them.
I'd imagine it's kind of like you still have the vaguely, little boy shaped outline within the fog.
Oh man, they both failed by a lot.
Everything's okay, guys. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. I think you just caused one of them to have a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Well, I guess he won't be an eyewitness anymore.
Oh wow. One of them just faints dead away. He was the one that had the lantern, drops down. The other one looks over at you and says, "Heck, fire!" And goes into a rage and starts shooting.
Yeah, that's not very safe. You should stop that.
All right. Wow. So we're in initiative again. This guy just snapped and goes into a killing rage. Anybody that wants to do anything can go ahead and initiate. Otherwise, it'll just be me and Scab here because it's definitely Scab that he's trying to kill.
I'm gonna have a hard time doing that.
I'll join in. I might be able to help.
Oh, even with a -1, I go.
They're just provoked by Scab.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
Okay.
Scab is you guys have seen Scab's various forms at this point, I'm gonna say, so I'm not gonna make anybody on your side roll any more grit checks. We've done that. You guys are used to Scab being able to do weird things. So Jebediah, you actually do go. Actually, no, why didn't it update me? Hold on a second.
It's still got their previous initiative rolls in there.
Yeah. So I got an 18.
Okay, I can re-roll it. Do we need to?
Yeah, or just type it in. Just fine. Just type it into the turn order. Scabs, what did you end up getting?
8.
And so it did update yours. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Yep. There we go. So it does go first. Blam, blam, blam.
Hey, stop that.
All right. So let's see here. I'll draw a card. 9. So that first shot is fine. Misses. Second shot. It's fine, but he's ooh, that might have hit you. What's your AC in this form?
It's the same AC. I'm just immune to mundane weapons.
Oh, well then you get hit, but it doesn't do anything.
Oh, I think
8. Third shot jams. In which case he kind of flips the gun over so that he's holding the barrel, so he's got the other end like a hammer, and he just runs towards you. Ah! He's gonna beat you to death with the pistol.
This would be a really funny time for it to unjam.
Pierce, Pierce, you doing something?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast sleep on him.
Okay. All right, that's a DCC spell, so you a 10, you lose it.
Yeah, I lose it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Okay.
Okay.
Ivan, did you want to do something? You got a 14,
I think we have a
did you
roll that was redeemed.
That's okay.
I'm just leaning on a wall.
Yeah, that's fine.
With broken
Jillian,
toes and
you doing anything?
very little health.
No, I'm watching this unfold. When the gun jams, I'm just like throwing up my hands like, man, that's
What happens? Jebediah, you gonna do anything?
I don't know. Is there like an equivalent to restraining somebody and trying to talk them out, like deterring a conflict?
Yeah, you can. Although, I mean, player would know this, that your character would not. It's a result on the peer chart. You can't talk him out of it because he's playing out the result on the peer chart. But your character wouldn't know this. So tell me what you're trying
Makes
to do.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think even though I know it, because the Jebediah doesn't know, he would be just trying to de-escalate the situation.
Okay. Make a personality check.
Okay. Do that.
I mean, if you crit it, no. It completely ignores you. So you kind of wake up like, hey, be trying to be placating, and he just pushes past you, continues on towards Scab. So Scab, you're up next.
I guess the question I should ask is this a righteous man?
That's Clem. He's one of the guys that work the mines. He's over at the Star quite a bit. He pays in the odd gold nugget now and then. He's got a line of credit going. Is he a good man? Well, I mean, he does cheat at cards.
Okay. So I looked up, I am immune to regular attacks, but if attack does hit me, basically I can't take regular physical actions this round as the mist is kind of reforming.
You were shot, so you're incorporeal. Then
I do have one thing I can do in the misty form, it looks like, which is like a weird wraith personality drain.
Sure.
So I suppose he's done shot me and he's charging at me, and I just freak out. My misty mouth will just unlodge farther than it should be able to, and my mouth will just surround his head for a moment.
So as you do that, without any fear in his eyes at all, he opens his mouth in the largest growl he can do as well, and you both just kind of ram together that way. What is the effect? What does it do?
If I hit, it does 1d3 personality damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's any bonus to it. It's just 1d3 personality.
Mm-hmm. Well, 19's going to hit. That's for sure. And go ahead and do the D3.
Oh, I think it already rolled.
Oh, it did it.
Let me see. Yeah, so it added my strength, so it should have just been 2.
2. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say he doesn't have much in the way of personality.
Which is nice because that replenishes the personality I used to use
There
this.
you go. 2 points. I'm going to say he passes out. Like he starts waving his gun inside the mist for him, and then you start draining him, and he's already blind drunk. So he's just like falls down, falls over. So now there have been several gunshots, and you're starting to see some lights go on in some of the buildings around. What do you guys do?
We should definitely run, and any onlookers will not
Nobody's
blame
come
us.
out yet. You're just seeing lights come on. You hear people probably putting on clothes as they're cursing and coming out to see what all the fuss is about.
There is a dead dog carcass back down the road a ways.
It's
there's a bisected dog carcass blown apart with bits all over the place.
And 2 passed out drunks.
One of them.
You know what? I'm going to start calling out to people. Come on, come all see Ivan the Bear, slayer of the great beast. And I'll start waving my picture around.
Keep in mind, the actual monster dissipated, so it's just a dead dog and me standing there with broken
and 2
toes.
drunks. 2 drunks. Yeah, Killian, give me a personality check. Just to see if your barker voice actually does attract any attention. The people that are righteous, God-fearing people that aren't drinking all night, they've already gone to bed. They're just mad that people are waking them up and causing this fuss. All right, but I will say that you calling that out, people just think it's some kind of spectacle. Some of them see the 2 drunks laying on the ground. It's like, the slamming of doors. Yeah, that's it. No one else comes out.
Okay. Did you all get the gold?
Not yet.
Do you still have his entire head in your mouth?
I do.
He's still sucking.
Yeah, it tastes delicious. I can't stop, sir. It's so good.
Well,
You do see
good,
the poor miners just starting to convulse. He's killing them.
God.
He's not dead yet, right?
Scam, put that down. We'll be wanted for murder.
Actually, if it's just a personality drain, you won't actually kill him. He'd just basically be comatose for a long time.
Actually, there's a terrible. I was just playing it for giggles. Like if they talk to Scab, he'll stop. But living targets slain in this way become grave wraiths.
Oh, are you going to kill him?
Oh God!
No, Scab wouldn't do that on
All
purpose.
right.
If somebody talks to Scab, he would stop. But
Well, how many personality points are you down?
I'm full again now.
You're full again. Okay, you probably stop after you're sated then,
Yeah.
which doesn't quite kill him.
If I wasn't, I might keep going. But I figure if I'm full and somebody talks to him, he stops.
Tell my girl I love her.
Okay, sir.
I'll never have that demon alcohol again. Hear my lies, Lord. All right. Other than some people yelling out obscenities, making such racket, it's not even that late. You know, the sun's just been down for half hour or so. It's maybe 8 o'clock in the evening, but people go to bed early, except in those that like to drink and do all kinds of ungodly things. So
Those drunkards and burglars out and about. By the way, let's go
we call
seal
them
that
player
door.
characters. They're the worst.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I definitely want to go back in and resume our heist.
What's the line? We're good people.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Trying to be.
Said with a little bit of desperation in your voice.
We're good people.
Yeah.
You going back in?
What do you think?
Yep. All right. Jebediah is anyway.
You want me to go back in again, sir?
Go give him a hand.
Yes, sir. Are you okay?
I very beaten up, but I'll survive.
You sure you don't want me to stay here with you?
Hopefully there won't be a second demon hound crawling out of that window tonight, so I should be okay. You go give him a hand.
Okay, sir.
All right.
I'll walk over to Scab as he's leaving, kind of holding my blood into my shoulder, going, I will look after him, little one.
Okay. You sure are big and strong. I trust you.
He's thinking back to just a moment ago when you wanted to see his entrails. All right, Jebediah.
Are my
you
eyes
head
still
down.
glowing? Am I still raging like a bull?
Whatever you rolled on your D4 for how many rounds? A round is only 10 seconds though, so I'm probably done. Jebediah, you go down. You've got the brass key ring. You start fitting into all the locks. Doesn't take you very long to disengage everything. And you're in the vault room. The vault room has shelves of, various things that he's been working on. The guy's also kind of a pawn shop for jewelry as well. When people are a little hard on the luck, need a little coin, they'll bring in family jewels, sell them, come back and claim them later. So you see shelves of wedding bands, a few other like antique heirlooms of sorts. They're all tagged with people's names. But then there's the vault. It's 5 foot tall, 3 feet wide. It's a Spangler lock system, which is not bad for this middle of nothing Western town that it is. It's something that you've got a little knowledge of if you want to try and break it, because you certainly don't know the combination.
Yeah.
All right. Now, while you're doing this, who wanders down with him? So you put your ear to the safe and you start playing with the tumblers. You're going to end up making me a roll, and this definitely falls under your
questionable
thiefly
pursuits.
arts. Yes, your questionable pursuits. Who else went down with him?
I went down with him too.
I'd probably eventually stumble back down the stairs again too.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to be the -2 for a little bit, but so yeah, you come back to your wife in the spittle off your mouth. You have no idea what happened. You just started having seizures. The memory of what you saw is gone. You have no idea what happened. You stumble down the stairs. Scab in the corner. You hear a, and you see the cat. I'm using air quotes because the cat is kind of like a gelatinous pool of orange and white fur. It's got no bones. It's just all kind of like liquidy flesh, but it's still alive, and it's just kind of slumping itself. It actually moves like a slug. It throws a bit of itself forward and then pulls the rest of it behind. It's like stomp, slip, slips, thump, slips. And it comes up to you and it just starts purring and just rubs its very boneless body up against your leg.
Oh, there, kitty. You stay away from Mr. You stay away from him.
So,
wow, 20. Nice.
Does that count as a crit, even if it's
it's dirty?
Like if you go higher dies above 20, is everything 20 and above
Yeah,
A
you don't
crit?
really. Yeah, it's you'd have to do a 24, but there's not really a crit for what you're doing anyway on a skill check. You succeed. You succeed
Okay.
great. It just takes you moments to, like I said, you know your business. You got a hold of one of these manuals for this kind of safe before, so in short order, you've flipped the tumblers, and you've got it open, and there on the shelves are all the golden objects that you guys took from the swamp shack. They're idols and figurines, all very aquatic looking. There's that oblong crown that doesn't quite fit on a normal head, and so it's all there, as well
Awesome.
as a velvet tray that's got all kinds of gemstones on them, some precious, some semi-precious. You got a couple of several rolls of silver dollars. You got a couple of gold eagles that people have been wanting to melt down to create some jewelry from, on trays in there.
Okay.
The cat half purrs, half blubbers.
Let's
just kind of wraps its
bad
liquidy
stuff
form on you.
keep the cat. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'll start loading.
You guys brought several pounds of gold, so that is the question. How do you want to get it out of here?
I assume
Oh,
there's
no.
a bag or something.
Multiple bags.
Bedspread.
We're gonna try not to use scab this time.
I'd really appreciate that.
The cat oozes itself into one of your pockets.
It's okay there, Tabby. You and
I
me,
think I
we're gonna
want
be
to try
good.
something. I want to try, as we're loading the bags, to pocket some of this gold.
Okay. Are you
The
trying to do
cursed
what
gold?
anyone else
Maybe
do?
yeah, the cursed gold,
The cursed gold. Okay.
like an
Okay.
idol or something.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
You don't need to
petting
roll.
my
I mean, you
kitty.
just pocket some of the cursed gold. I mean, you need to carry it in something anyway. So,
Yeah.
looking around, I mean, there's not really any bags around. There's a couple of wooden crates you could just scoop it all into if you wanted to do that.
That'd be
Okay.
fine. Crate's good.
Yeah.
Put some rocks in it and some other shit like that when
Right.
we throw
Now-
it in.
Now, this is your gold. Are you touching any of the stuff that's not yours? The gemstones, silver dollar, the gold eagles, any of that?
I got a kitty. I'm really happy.
I can't see the Jebediah not
Okay.
going for other stuff.
So do you clean them out?
Though I'm watching.
I think
You
because
clean them out.
so I'm not going
Alright,
to touch anything that's not in the safe.
Right. Yeah. You take
Because we
everything that's
cracked
safe.
this safe with the combination, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to look untampered.
Yep.
Also, now that it's open, is the mechanism accessible that I can change where the
Like that roll that you
the
made, you can change the combination if you want. Is that what you
awesome?
need? Yeah. You can
Yeah.
change the combination.
Yep, I'm going to change the combination to something that I know.
Okay.
That way, like even if he has kin or something that like he passed this
Mhm.
combination onto, they won't be able to open it.
Okay.
So it'd be a while before somebody gets back into it.
All right.
And would even know.
Jebediah just throws rolls of coins into his pocket, scoops up all the gemstones, as well as
Yep.
your gold.
Yep. Yeah, I want to.
There's like $500 here of various stones and coins,
Okay.
not including your own gold.
I'm not going to hold on to the cursed gold for very long. I have an idea for that. But
Make me a look.
yeah, I'm definitely clearing out inside the safe. I'm leaving all the other stuff here because that's going to be like, I'm assuming people are going to go back through that and get their old stuff. But I imagine anything inside the vault's going to take a lot longer.
Let me a look check.
Okay.
That's a fail. So as you're taking some of the weird gold, the cursed gold, and you're putting it away, you notice that some of it's not gold. Some of it's lead.
Was it like that before?
You didn't carry all the gold, so you don't know for sure.
Okay.
Okay. And then finally, you grab the last piece, which is this squid-looking like object. It's got like the head and shoulders of what man shaped very roughly, but then it ends in tentacles. And you pick it up. Top part of it's gold, bottom part of it's lead, and it doesn't look like it was joined that way. It just looks like the gold has become lead, is becoming lead.
Interesting.
It's crappy gold, anyways. Then,
the Jebediah is not a man of science or alchemy, so just
He's
some
a simple man with simple needs, including theft.
Yeah, some crazy shenanigans there, but nothing that I don't think he'd be able to discern from just that.
All right, everybody outside, Pierce, Ivan, the rest of you, some of the town folks are starting to come out of the Star. The Star is not the only saloon in town. It's just the best saloon in town. But people are starting to make their way into the streets. Many of them are very drunk. It's not a full moon. The moonlight's not very strong. So people are wandering about with like hurricane lanterns, that sort of thing. The streets are starting to get crowded with folks heading back home after getting several beers into them, help them sleep better. So far, nobody's come down this road yet, but it's not going to be long.
Should we go get them? Or tell them to lay low
we'll see
till
how
later?
they're coming along.
Why don't we all go in and just close up the door and wait till the street clears out?
I like that idea.
Inside we go.
So you're all going inside the jewelers?
Yeah.
Okay. As you close the door outside, you see that there is a buck wagon coming in from this road here, going right by the jewelers, going into the center of town. There's two folks. There's one person got the reins. There's another one in shotgun position. They both got robes on. Stetson hats otherwise, but they both got kind of robes on, which is a little odd. Daniel, Chance knows it. Well, Chance doesn't see this. It's Ivan and Pierce, the people that are outside that just come in through the door. But yeah, there's kind of late for a wagon to be coming into town. The backs are loaded down with some crates.
I'll acting as kind of a lookout. I'll kind of relay to everyone else what I'm seeing. Like, oh, the street's empty so far. Oh, there's a wagon. That's odd at this time of night, and they're wearing robes and hats and carrying a bunch of crates, and they're going the other direction though, so we should be in the clear.
So Chance,
would you like me to follow them?
See no reason to.
So Chance, when he says wearing robes, you know exactly who they are. They're part of that cult, the New Dawn cult. They've been helping out the town. Because the cattle industry has taken a hit, and so has the food from the swamps, the seafood. They've been providing meat of some sort to a lot of the town, and they tend to come in. You know, they always wear the robes when they come in. Really nice folks, actually.
Super questionable meat, though.
You have no idea what it is, but tastes like meat. So yeah, that's what Chance knows. Killian, you want to? What was that talk going on there? You want to slip out and see where they're heading, Killian?
Well, I asked if that might be good, but
no, I mean,
honestly, the real question is, where does the meat come from?
Yeah, not where is it going?
No one knows. Yep,
that's a question, but I don't know if that's a question that needs answered in the middle of all of us robbing a jewelry store.
That's a very good point.
Jebediah comes up from downstairs along with Chance. They both got wooden crates that are filled with your gold.
Yep. And I would have put pretty much all of the cursed gold into the wooden crates, except for either like a single idol. Probably I'd go for like one of the idols to pocket on my person.
Okay, yeah, smallish one One that completely gold as far as you can tell. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Coast looks clear. Pierce, no one's wandering by. It sounds like some of the town folks have just streamed past, heading out to the farmhouses outside of town. Coast is clear.
Well, we're good to go. Let's make our escape.
Scab the cat kind of swan like almost like a worm. It just like comes in over your shirt. It comes in over your shirt collar and just kind of flops out onto your shoulder, hanging out, purring.
We're gonna go camping, Tabby.
You've got a new friend.
I do. The kitty likes me, sir.
I told him he could keep it.
I promise I'll take good care of him.
I believe you will. Would like to use my sixth sense ability to see if there's anything
Oh, there's
happening.
obviously something wrong with the cat. It's boneless. It doesn't seem to have any kind of rigidity to its structure at all. It's like pool o cat, but it's alive and it's acting like a cat.
Okay.
It's a Gumby cat.
Yeah, there's something that isn't quite right with that cat, so I think it definitely is a good match for you, Scab.
Oh, thanks. He really perked up when I came in the room. I think he likes me.
Yes, I'm good to hear.
All right, what do you do?
Where
It's
were
like
we?
10 o'clock at night. At this point, you got your golden crates. The star is still lit up. I mean, people drink way late into the night, especially those that don't live in town, that don't have work in the morning.
That's where we were staying, correct?
That's where you're staying.
Well, we have our gold. Do we retire for the night, or should we make a midnight trek somewhere and go bury it so it's no longer our problem?
At a minimum, we should probably camp outside the town at a max. Like, let's get rid of this shit.
If we're going to go through that effort, I say we just get rid of it altogether.
I don't really want to be near it anymore.
I agree.
All right.
Got a couple of crates of this odd gold, and you want to just go and take it outside of town and pitch it somewhere, bury it somewhere. How far out of town do you want to go?
I mean, I have to go back to where we got it at and throw it back in the swamp of it.
I would be tempted for that, but I don't want to have giants throwing boulders at me again. Is there, we're on the southern edge of town. Is there anything south?
To the south, let's see. The old burial site, the ancient battlefield, the old and new observatories are all to the south.
Old burial site sounds good to me. I would
That's
figure.
the closest place.
That sounds like the best place to put something cursed.
Yeah, I figured that the ancient battlefield will have people scouring for. Yeah.
I'd like to put it in just like some unknown territory that we might not want to go to ever again. I'd hate that we learned some details about any one of those places and need to go check them out, and it's been getting more and more cursed.
You can certainly do that.
Gold
If
there.
you just want to go somewhere further out south and just bury it or chuck it somewhere.
Yeah, let's do that.
I prefer to do that somewhere that we'll probably never have to come back to for any reason.
All right. So doing this happens, but you are beset with incident after incident after incident. The wood in the crates ends up being rotted and the crates fall apart. So you end up having to scoop them up into some canvas. I assume you're taking your horses with you. Horse throws a shoe. Somebody's shoestrings tear up, or the leather on the bottom of your boots tear. Just stupid little things. It's the worst kind of luck the whole way. But eventually you get it far enough out of town, you pitch it somewhere, or you throw it in a deep hole, and you start coming back. So it's well after midnight by the time you're coming back into town. The lights on the star, there's still some lights on. It's a hotel too. You do see some folks that are stargazing, that are just out on the porch having having a coffee, or still drinking, looking at the night sky. The rest of the town is pretty much quiet. Not really much in the way of lights on. Hospital is still got lights burning in it.
Actually, staying the night in the hospital may not be a bad deal because I am rather injured.
I still am from our Giants encounter.
Well,
You want
let's
to check yourselves in at the hospital?
Yeah.
All right,
Sure.
Jebediah, I need to know, do you hang on to any of the cursed gold?
I want to plant this cursed gold at the bank.
At the bank.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So while you guys are heading to the hospital, Jebediah feigns having to go and take a piss somewhere, makes a little hole on the outside wall of the bank, drops the piece of gold in.
It's gonna ruin what's left of my tiny little ruined town.
Okay.
Yep.
You come into the hospital. Ivan, especially, who's still got just gaping wounds on his neck and shoulder. They're like, nurses run out. And immediately, those of you that are showing injuries are taken to rooms and you're looked after. Hospital here, the town actually pays for some of this, but they do have a little collection box for those of you that have some money that you'd like to contribute, but they don't ask for anything.
I'll slip like $3 into it.
Throw in a few
I will
silver
do the
coins.
same to say thank you.
I don't know if I have any money. I do. I've got money. Okay.
You were paid for a few things at this point, so
I don't know why, but I don't have any of that written down.
is anyone not staying in the hospital overnight and getting care?
I mean, I suppose I'll just
do
sit
you-
outside and patch myself up.
Do you need to stay
Literally.
at the hospital to heal? Like, how fast do you heal if you're
So
not in the
you
hospital?
get more points back if you're under the care of a doctor, which you will be if you stay at the hospital. If you're not, you still heal, you just don't heal as much.
How much do you heal if you're?
Yep. Let me
Just
look it up
sleeping normally.
because I don't know it off the top of my head. Let me get in here real quick. There we go.
So I'm not badly hurt.
Healing. Okay. It's 1 hit point per level for each night of rest that you have. You get a good long rest and you get up late in the afternoon. You get 2 hit points back per full day, but this you won't be getting. You'll be losing half the next day if you do that. If you're under a doctor's care, three per day. And then while you're healing, if you've got temporary ability scores, you heal 1 from each of the ability scores that you're down as well. If you're down any personality because you spent it, it all comes back after rest.
I guess I'll stay at the hospital as well.
Okay. So everybody will get 3 hit points back, but you won't be getting moving again until late afternoon or into the afternoon the next day.
I'm good with that. That fixes up all my abilities that I burnt a couple sessions ago. And I'm at 5 out of 8 HP.
Okay.
I suppose I don't have to sleep and I can take my sewing kit and just kind of patch together the broken pieces of meat.
I'm gonna need like several days.
Some of the raw bits of meat that you have left over that you're eating, the cat's making noises. You toss a piece over it, the cat just kind of envelops it, and then you just see it to slowly disappear into its body as it just just absorbs it.
So I do that for a couple hours, but
That's great.
It's a Tommy Knocker cat.
and Tommy knockers are hard to, man, they get their hit points back fast.
Heavy knock.
But it does make you look more unnatural the more you got to stitch yourself up and
Yeah.
what's the name of that movie? So there's a movie that had guy from Die Hard and Hudson Hawk and
Bruce Willis.
Moonlighting. Yeah. So older guy, and some kind of curse happens so that his wife and you
Death
remember this?
becomes her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death becomes
Oh,
her.
yeah.
That's good. They're Tommy knockers. That's exactly it. You're having to like
It's a
sew
woman.
yourself up,
There's like
patch
an old
yourself up.
woman who sells them a potion, right?
Yeah.
They take the potion or whatever, but it's yeah.
Yep. So the more damage you
Now,
take, and the more
Lord.
patchwork you end up looking after a while.
He's a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, after being squished by the giants and a couple other things, Scab's already pretty far from normal.
Yeah.
It's just a bag of meat.
I am.
So if everybody other than Scabs is under the doctor's care for the night and into the day, is that true for everybody, or do some people don't need that?
I was there, yeah, for care.
Everybody? Okay. So next day, what do you guys want to do? So you were told some prophecy by the one-eyed blind Cyclops giant.
There's some pages to look after or
Yeah.
something.
One of the pages is here. It's either possessing or is a particular man of power, and you were told that he is in a site where planetary observations are made, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We should.
Possibility of 2 different sites for that. You're also told a whole bunch of very end of days kind of stories as well that's going to be coming to pass soon in the general area.
Yeah. I think if we're going to look for this man possessed at a place where you can observe the stars, the ancient observatory jumps out at me as the first place to go.
Yep.
You sure are smart, Mr. McIntyre.
I try. I'm smart, you're strong. That's why we make a good duo.
We're a duo?
Absolutely, my friend.
So
Wow.
before you're discharged from the hospital, another Pinkerton happens to be in here and notices you guys checking out. It's like, now hold on a minute. A moment of your time, fellas. I see that you got a little beat up there. Can I ask where my companion Dimitri is? Do believe he hired you lot yesterday and you went out into the swamps. We haven't seen him since. Do you know what happened to him?
He did hire us. What do you know about pages of a book?
Pages of a book. I mean, the only book that I regularly read is the Bible. Is that what you're talking about, son? He looks clueless.
Okay, that was exactly it. Sadly, he hired us to assist him in looking for, I forget the man's name, out at the swamp.
Aloysius.
Aloysius, that is correct. But sadly, giants onset our party as we returned, and he was slain, and we were unable to recover his body.
Kind of under a large rock.
Yeah.
He looks around. You see, at first, he doesn't seem like he 100% believes you. Then he sees Ivan. Says, what's your stage name, Ivan? Is it just Ivan?
I would have taken my mentor's stage name for my own when I took his mask when it was bequeathed to me. So I am, slightly modified. He was Esteban, the Falling Star. I am Ivan, the Red Star.
Mr. Ivan, the Red Star, sir. I'm a fan. He takes his hat off and offers his hand to you. And I know you wouldn't tell me a lie, man to man. Are these folks here lying to me? I need to know what happened to Mr. Dimitri.
And I would know his name. So even though I'm kind of drifting in and out of consciousness, when I hear him ask what happened to Dimitri, I will start
He
kind
just
of
asked if he died. Really, he doesn't ask what happened to him. He's asking you to verify their story that he's dead. So you don't necessarily have to lie about anything. Just point.
No. I will. He will see me visibly become very sullen, almost a tear coming to my eye, and I will say, he fought bravely, but unfortunately he fell.
Oh, there's a shame. Anybody happened to recover his badge and his notepad?
badge is kind of sentimental. We, whenever any of us Pinkertons go down, we retire the badge. We'd like to have it to pass on to any family he might have. I don't know Dimitri personally myself. I don't know if he's got family, but it is a thing we do within the organization. Now, his notebook, though, might have some vital clues in it for our missing banker that we're here to find.
I don't think anyone recovered his badge.
I don't know if we recovered anything off of
All right.
him.
So his badge and his notebook.
I'm closing
yeah.
up my coat just a little bit to make sure the revolver that I recovered remains.
Jebediah did take them, and everybody saw
okay.
him take them. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was
lying.
so
If that's what you're
I
saying.
didn't see anybody take anything because they
You
left
didn't.
me also.
Yeah,
right.
You didn't. You
So with
weren't
the
there.
badge, was the badge separate than his ID?
Yes.
And maybe that's why I wasn't given any.
Okay. Well,
So,
my,
yeah, I would
my
hand over the badge.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly. How about his notebook? Did he have one on him? That's of the utmost importance to our mission here.
All I'll tell him
I don't
after
know if
that
I
is
have
that
a-
I don't remember much after that point because I was hit with something big and heavy.
Yes, you were.
this is Chuck failing to remember. I don't know if we have the notebook, but if we did, I would.
We do, but
Yeah, I would be in favor of handing it over. We don't need the notebook because we've got the man's ghost to
already
talk
looked-
to.
Except the notebook had some very occult looking stuff in it.
yeah. And the question is, do we want to hand that over to one who doesn't know about it?
I would say, like, I think we might have had it, but I'm not sure. Is there someone we could drop it off to you guys? If we do find it.
Make me a personality check.
All right. 5.
It's,
Do I need to burn luck to get that, or is that enough?
you rolled a 5
Yeah.
on a personality. That's horrible. That's a horrible roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we had a banked re-roll, didn't we?
Yeah. If you want to re-roll, that's probably a better thing than
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
There
that's
you go.
much better. Kind of odd turn of phrase. Like, do you know where he fell? I mean, if you're planning to go back and see if you can find it or backtrack, I'd like to come along with you. But that if you think you just might have it in your gear, or if you took some of his gear back, I got no problem with that. Just the badge and the notebook are really the only important things here.
Yeah, badge is the one that we know that we grabbed, and it's a badge, right? But I don't particularly remember a notebook, but I'll look over it, just to make sure. Yeah, it was, we had to leave. We were getting giant boulders and stones tossed at us. It was
Well,
pretty.
if Mr. Red Star here
hectic.
vouches for you, I'm sure you're all very truthful folks. And yes, we're staying at the Star, room 12. If you happen to find anything of his you'd like to turn over, particularly that notebook, we'd much appreciate it.
Fantastic.
So you hand him over the badge.
Yeah, I am a badge.
He hands you a $20 gold coin. He's like, family, I'm sure will appreciate it. Thank you much, sir.
Awesome. I'll pocket that. This notebook that we have would it be difficult to remove pages from it and have it be like not noticed?
Just paper. Not noticed. You'd probably have to take the binding out and rebind it. It's
Okay.
a little bit of work, not something you haven't done before.
Right. I'd like to rebind it with empty pages.
All right. That's going to take some time and
that's
get
the plan.
some paper to match, that sort of thing. So it's not something you'll be able to do right away, but
Right.
yeah.
That'd be my goal, is to do that at some point.
Sure.
Rebind it.
And Pierce,
then,
was there anything you wanted to ask him or anything else before he takes off? He seems to buy it all because
yeah.
Ivan's vouching for you all.
No, if he didn't know what I was hinting at with the pages, then yeah.
So
I will, before the Pinkerton leaves, by the way, I'll kind of reach out with what little strength I have, since I was beaten up a little bit worse than everybody else, and try to kind of reach my hand out and extend it to him. And
Mr. Ivan, sir, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to shake your hand. Look at that paw. Half dead, the man's got a stronger grip than most folks I've ever met.
As he shakes my hand, I'm going to say, I don't remember much, but as I was blacking out, I cannot say for certain, but he very well may have saved my life. Please pass this on to your compatriots.
Takes his hat off again, puts it over his heart, says, I will do that, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. And if you happen to come across any information about our missing banker, feel free. Number 12 at the Star. Good day, folks. Right. So, Joe, what you're going to want to do is find you, but it's going to take more time than you've got at this moment. You've got to match the paper.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. But I get what you want to do.
Yep. And then I think I'd be okay with leaving any of the notes that seem benign. I think it'd be really weird if we turned it in totally empty. But definitely all the occult stuff I would like to pocket.
You might have to fight Pierce over that. He was interested.
Well, I mean, for the party, like
yeah.
Like he could have it. I just I don't want to give the notebook back with all the occult stuff.
Sure.
I'll just leave benign notes.
There's quite a few notes in the book that look like normal. Like he was looking into. It looks like he had visited the new observatory. Opening day hasn't happened yet. Last time that Pierce got here and took a look, it was he got the wrong day. He actually got into town a week early. Opening for the new observatory is not till next week. Apparently, Dimitri did get inside there. You kind of get the idea that he broke in. And he mentioned something about it's new construction. Cellar looks a little dodgy. He says might be built on something older, ? So it looks like he checked out the new observatory. Looks like he started to go to the old one, but didn't get much more than just a sketch that he kind of drew in the book of what the surface of the old observatory looked like.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably want to keep notes of what he had notes of, at least in case it's valuable to us, since we got a little time.
Okay. So what's the plan for today then? I know some of you are still very beaten up, but that's what happened when nobody gets a holy man in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could use more care at the hospital, but I'm also fine heading out without it. How are the rest of you, or should we just head on off to the observatory?
I need a solid 2 more days of rest, really, but
Yeah, I mean, if we need to offload some time, I can do some shenanigans in the meantime.
I'm feeling fit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
sir,
rest.
If you need anything.
If most of you want to stay in the hospital and get another day's rest, those of you that are able-bodied, I can just do a cutscene and let you know what happens for stuff you want to do.
Let's do that.
I'd be done for that.
All right. So who doesn't need to stay in the hospital the rest of the day?
I'm good after 1 day.
Okay, so you've had the 1 day.
Yep.
All right.
I don't need to stay in the hospital, but I'm going to fake a stomach illness so I can stay in the hospital.
Yeah. The food is bland and featureless. Gray like the skies, gray like this town. But they have good alcohol.
Yeah.
Wine is not bad.
I just want to see this picture that you took of me lording over this demon dog.
So,
all right. So
the
leave it to you, Jebediah. What do you want to do while your friend's in the hospital? And Scabs, are you going to accompany him?
I don't know if he wants me to or not.
I'll bring him along if I maybe not for what I want to do right now, though.
The good news is, Scab's intelligence is in the single digits.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to catch you doing nothing.
The cat has taken to sleeping on the top of your head, and it looks like a coonskin cap.
I think I'll bring Scabs along. I'm going to the bank. So I'm trying to remember the details of where we were at last time. I know that I communicated on Telegram. I'm pretty sure the money got wired to the bank already.
Mm-hmm. The question is, that happened. Now the question is proving that you're the person holding the account or kin. That was the problem, because you didn't have any of the names of his kin. And when you started researching it, you found out, oh, this guy's a complete sham. You don't even know what his real name is. You know who he's pretending to be, but yeah.
So, okay. Okay. I wonder then. Is there anywhere else that I could do some research about who this guy is in town other than his house?
You tell me.
Yeah.
He does have a business in town.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go in there. I want to do the same kind of thing where I'm just looking for any information on him, like if he's got a family photo, if he's got any mention of having like kids or a wife or anything like that.
Okay.
Or like a cousin or something like that.
Sure. You're taking Scabs with you?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I tell you what. So I'm gonna shorten this just to a roll. Make me an intelligence check.
Okay.
So you're going to gather information as whether or not your character can put 2 and 2 together.
Do we have any other rerolls?
I don't think so. I
don't think so.
I don't think so.
If you had boons, I think you could use them to reroll.
Yeah. But I think you have boons. I don't think you do because of how many hexes you have. I think you would have used them.
I know.
Technically, someone bought 3 boons at the start of the session. I assume that's not 3 boons for everybody. But
We've got it
boons.
listed as 100 bits equals everyone gets a boon.
Yep.
Oh, everyone gets a boon.
Yeah.
That's just enough for me to get rid of all my hexes then.
Yeah. Actually, you can't spend it on this because you can't spend a boon to re-roll a natural fumble.
Yeah.
You can't re-roll a 1.
I don't know if it was a 1 though.
Because it's a non-natural 1 because he's got a
non-natural.
It
It can be re-rolled.
It's a dirty 1.
Yep.
A dirty 1.
So can I have boons and hexes?
Yeah.
At the same time?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's kind of counterproductive, but you can.
Okay. Right. Okay.
You did just get another reroll.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Captain, by the way.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, if we got another reroll, I'll use that first.
Sure.
Appreciate that.
Oh, look
There
at
we
that.
go.
Well
That's
worth
a lot
it.
better.
Well worth it. Okay. So
that money's good.
You get into establishment easy enough. It was locked, but it was a simple lock. You pop it open, you get in. Someone has been coming in, keeping the place clean, but he apparently was the only one that worked the shop. He might have had an assistant or two, and maybe that's the person that's been keeping it clean, but certainly hasn't been opened. You find an office in the back, and there are a few personal things out, like there's some photographs. But when you take the photograph and you're looking, something about the photograph doesn't strike you as right. And then you take it out of the frame, you turn it around. Sure enough, he'd cut it out of a page of a Sears and Roebuck calendar. And so it's got names underneath the people, but like he just cut it out of a magazine basically and put it up.
Okay.
You do find a set of books, and with that roll, I'm going to say you find the real books. So like he's doing double entry bookkeeping. You find the real books. And he does have some names listed there as, quote, not next of kin, but people who have access to his bank accounts. One of them is a Mr. Charlton Hughes. Don't know what the man looks like, but you've got a name.
That's all I need. So my next goal was to forge a telegram coming from the name of whoever has access to his bank account, claiming that money was wired to aid in his recovery. And he'd like to withdraw like recent funds to aid and make sure that he gets the best care available.
I like it. Are you doing anything else while you're in his establishment here?
Not at the moment. I think I'm more concerned right now with like getting that money as fast as possible because I have no idea. I know he's a con man, and I know it seems like people have been on his tail. My goal is getting that wire as fast as I possibly can.
Scab, are you doing anything?
I mean, I'll just kind of go around about with him. I just kind of do whatever he asks me to do. I suppose if anybody looks at him funny, I might look at him funny back.
Okay. Why don't both of you guys give me luck checks then?
Oh, no.
I met my luck check, which is a pass, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look. Where are you? There you are.
And hopefully some chaos ensued at the bank that'll make it easier for me to.
Okay. Jebediah,
Oh, man.
you found the paperwork that you're looking for. You found the do you take the second book though that tells you like the real state of the finances and stuff? Do you take that one or do you leave it?
I'll probably hide it, not like where it was.
Something
So I
okay.
can come back to it if I need
So while
it.
you're doing this, he's got a lantern there. It's a really nice piece of antique, all brass and glass, really fancy looking. It's got one of those keys that you turn the wick with, and you don't think anything of it first, other than nice piece. When you turn and you're about to walk away, and then you come back and you notice what was bothering you. The key that's in it that changes the wick, it's not the same color of the lamp, and the lamp is such a nice just designer piece that just seems odd to you. And you go back and you pull the key out, and sure enough, key doesn't go with the lamp. This is a bank key, like to a deposit box.
All right. I'm happy with that. Okay. Yeah, I'm pocketing that for sure.
Right. So as far as the bank scheme goes, yes, putting the piece of gold, the cursed gold, on the outside of the bank, when the bank opens up the next morning, just calamity after small calamity happens. Like somebody has a stroke in the middle of the line. They get a bunch of drunk, unruly people complaining about interest rates coming in. They get the telegrams aren't coming when they're supposed to. So people that have that are waiting for payroll information to come in, none of it's coming in right. So everyone's loud and angry at the few tellers that are in here. So to get your scheme off, I'm just going to boil it down to a roll so we don't take up everyone's time. Give me a personality check. You can take +5 to the roll.
Sweet.
But the higher, the better. The more believable it is. Okay.
So I didn't add the +5 yet. So that would be 22.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice.
You present them with the telegram that you forged from the telegram's office, since she lets you have some time on the keys to kind of learn the trade. Reminder, folks, every level, if you guys mention that you're trying to acquire a new skill, you can learn up to 2 new skills every level. So Jebediah is learning how to be a telegrapher, learning how to do the telegram keys.
That's cool.
So they accept it. It's like, oh, so you're okay. And it's a good thing you found the key, because they say, okay, well, then if you're this person, or you're doing this for this person, then you should have a key. Right. And so they take you back, safe deposit box. They put their key in, you put your key in, and they leave you alone in the room once it's opened. It's filled with bearer bonds. It's filled with gold ingots. It's filled with silver. It's filled with like IOUs from some very interesting folks. Like these are some politicians.
Clean it out.
You clean it out. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You also find a very slim notebook that's not quite hidden. Like it's like if you didn't move the little tray, you wouldn't have noticed it, because it's like underneath this little piece of wood, which you thought was the bottom of the tray. You flip it over, and there's a thin notebook. And he has been digging up blackmail material on a lot of the folks in town, but then at least that's what it started like. But then it starts into a diary where like he seems to be really confused that there's some stuff going on in town he doesn't understand. The lady Constant True that runs the Star Hotel goes into like, there's rumors about her, she might have something to do with the disappearance of the banker. She seems to have a new high society boyfriend every other week, and then they go missing. She was courting the banker, now he's missing. Just all kinds of things about the town. And apparently he had opened up a dialogue with some of the mountain folk. He was starting another scam. They want the odd coffins that have been found in the graveyards, and they said it's their kin. He has opened up a dialogue with them saying that, oh, well, I can deliver those to you. We just need to come to some kind of arrangement.
Okay.
So there you go.
that might be my next deal.
So we'll say that that takes up
great.
most of the rest of the afternoon because you didn't get started till late because you were also recovering.
Yeah.
Is there anything Scab wants to do while you're just out and about?
I mean, I'll go with Mr. Bajebs when he needs me to, but outside of that, I figure I'll just go see the lady over there that, she's always real nice to me, gives me food and whatnot. And I'll just see if she needs me to do any odd jobs and,
Checking at the hotel, since Pierce and a few other folks that had recently gotten lodging there didn't appear last night, and she knows you were with them. She just asks after the health if they plan on coming back, and they paid for the week. She just wants to make sure that they're still about.
Yeah, they're still okay. They're just getting themselves all patched up. If there's anything I can do for you, ma'am, you always been real kind to me. So I'm glad to return the favor.
Well, actually, there is something you can do for me. If you can pass this on to Mr. the Red Star.
Mm-hmm.
It's a handwritten message. Someone came in on the stage today following Mr. The Red Star around and is asking for a grudge match of some sort. If you can just deliver this letter to him, I'd much appreciate it. And she digs around and pulls out like a silver dollar and says, and this was given to whoever could deliver this message. So I guess this is yours, Scab.
A whole $1?
Don't spend it in one place now.
Are you sure?
The man was very specific. Mr. the Lion says that the silver dollar, so whoever can deliver this, she called it a challenge, I think.
Okay, it's a challenge and a grudge match. I'll let him know. A lion. You hear that, Tabby? There's a lion in town.
Why is your hat purring? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All right, so we are all right. Time, guys. So we'll pass it. You guys get another full day of healing under a doctor's care.
Can I add one last thing as I'm leaving?
Sure, just take all the time, Jebediah. That's all right. What you got? What you got?
Real quick. Last con I want to do as I'm leaving the bank.
Okay.
I want to try and squeeze some more money out of them by playing off of like, hey, it looks like you're having some issues with telegrams, and I happen to know a thing or two about them. How about you let me work on them, and I bet they'll be just good as new tomorrow.
Okay, and so what do you want to do? With that role and they're being overwhelmed by a lot of people just being petty about things, they just like, sure, there's our wire in that room there. There's something wrong with the key.
Yeah, I'm gonna like open up and just BS thing that I'm working on it, and then after I leave from the bank, I'll dig up the gold idol and take it.
Okay. And, are you keeping the idol on you for the next 24 hours?
Not for the next 24 hours. I'm gonna quickly try and ditch it somewhere outside of town, but separate from. I'm gonna store it in like my own stash somewhere.
Okay, your own stash somewhere. Okay, good enough. So next time we come back to this, then you're going to have another full day healing. Everybody will get back, normal healing plus the doctor's care plus your any ability points, one from each ability point that you're down. But just real quick, what's your plan? You guys want to go to the old observatory, the ancient? It's a hinge, is what it is.
Okay. That's
a monolithic site.
That's where I want to go.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looks like the new one was already checked out, at least according to the notebook, and that he had a vague inkling of going to the ancient one.
Yeah, let's go there. The ancient one.
Okay, good enough. Well, I guess that's what we're going to call it for the night then. Sorry we didn't get too far into it, but a lot of stuff brewing on the campaign here. We're getting on the trail. And Chuck, what do you got going on with the Kobolds?
Oh, snap. Defenders of Kobold. Wednesday, we'll be doing some, we're playing Forbidden Lands, but we're in the Thunder Rift setting from, old school D&D stuff. Friday, we'll be doing some more of Joe's Anvia play testing. And next Saturday, we'll be over on Grim and Perilous Plays for some Heart. Yeah. That's what we got.
Stuff. Everyone here is Kobold except Jeremy's got his own thing going on. This Patreon that you're connected to, and you've got how's the Pludcast going on? Anything new?
No, we're having a hard time getting the Plutcast back together. But over on Patreon, if you can check out Aaron Reese, you'll find lots of great comic book stuff, some art, some RPG assets, maps. It's pretty cool.
Confirmed. Very, very cool comic books I've done. I missed the last Kickstarter, but did the first two. Yeah, I'll pick it up with the next, I'm sure. So for myself, twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder. We stream on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Although this Sunday I am taking off. So our next game will be Tuesday, first edition Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to do some BX Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, spider.
Okay.
Spider. On Friday. And at some point this month coming up, the new Marvel game that just came out, I'm going to do a Strike Force Moratory campaign, maybe, I don't know, 5-6 episodes of that, just to check it out and have some fun going on with it. I'm not sure what day yet, but of course everyone here is invited if we can figure out a day that works. Other than that, thank everybody for watching. We gonna rate anyone, Chuck, or are we just gonna sign out and say goodbye to all these fine folks?
I think we're just gonna sign out and say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Adios, amigos.
Maybe you only felt a little terrible about yourself.